Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Roses Are Reddit, the official Reddit Bachelor podcast. I'm your quality host, and with me today are our special guests, Queen Overthrown and Bekah K from Ari's season. Say hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah. So,
amongst other things, not just Ari's season. If that feels any better, I don't know.
She's much more than Ari's season at this point.
Thanks, guys.
So I know we told you, Bekah, but I would personally like to refer to you as Bekah for the rest of this podcast, just so that when we talk about Bekah, we're not confusing who we're talking about.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Fair enough.
All right. So we know you are Bekah, but you will be Bekah when we talk about other Bekah, the other one.
Oh my gosh.
I like Bekah better than Baby Bekah, even though that even CN and other people call me Baby Bekah, but I prefer Bekah. I'd like to graduate from Baby Bekah at some point.
Yeah,
I like Bekah as well. I'm a fan. So thank you so much for coming on, first of all.
Yes, thank you.
Of course.
So you recently made your presence known on the subreddit. Have you been kind of like browsing a little more and commenting and stuff like that?
Yeah, so I started lurking around maybe like a couple months ago because I am a little self-obsessed, as everyone probably already knows, and so I was like, oh, what are people saying? I didn't have the guts to do it during my actual season, and I feel like that's probably a good thing because I don't think I would have been able to handle it. But 6 months out, I've got a little bit thicker skin, and I'm genuinely interested in what people have to say. And then I started just looking up stuff about me, and then it just started, got sucked into the rabbit hole, and it's just kind of funny to browse because there's I like seeing people speculate about situations that I know a little more about sometimes, so it's really interesting to read people's theories, and also there's stuff that I too speculate on, and so it's been kind of fun. And I like the chance to be able to defend myself too. So I'm trying to stop doing that though. I'm I can't be my own personal Reddit vigilante, trying to clear my name of anything bad on the internet. It's kind of ridiculous. So I'm okay, chill out, have fun.
Yes, and for the record, I don't think that's self-absorbed. I think that's pretty natural, just to be curious.
Yeah.
Well, also I don't care what. To be fair, I don't care what a lot of other people say on the internet because, to be honest, there's a huge portion of the Bachelor fan base that is just not the brightest bulbs. But Reddit, there's usually well, that too. But there's a lot of people on Reddit who are really thoughtful about their critiques of people, and they're not just spewing bullshit because they're jealous and sitting at home with their 5 kids in Iowa or whatever. No offense to anybody on Reddit with 5 kids in Iowa, but
No offense to anyone in Iowa, but if you have 5 kids in Iowa, you probably don't have time to be on Reddit all the time.
Yeah, reevaluate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, good point.
So is there anything that you'd like to say to the user base while you're here and have a voice before you fade back into being another commenter with a cool face next to their name?
Just I think a couple people have already just if I've responded and then they are just oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, blah blah blah. It's I just keep up I enjoy constructive criticism. Just say it like I'm not there. And I'm going to try not to respond anymore.
That's fair.
That's fair. So, for the record, so we, Ashley Spivey also is in the sub quite a bit.
Oh, yeah.
And so, actually, we had a conversation a while ago because she was mad, or she was upset. I don't know, mad, but I think she was upset at the way that a lot of people were kind of commenting to her. And as someone who has been as someone who has also been kind of targeted in subreddits, not necessarily this one, but sometimes this one, I find that the best scenario or the best solution to people are dumping on me is to hit the disable inbox replies button and not not go on Reddit for a couple hours.
Oh, it's so hard though.
Yep.
It's so hard. But
I know. It's the same thing on Instagram. It's like it's just the social media thing, and you got to learn to train yourself to like take a step back.
It's so funny because as a viewer who is not at all Instagram famous, I like follow people and I look at them and I never comment, which I mean, not saying commenting is bad, but like I just feel like everything is peachy. And then all of a sudden you see like all these people who have said something. You're like, what is going on? I'm so confused. It's just a really weird.
Yeah, it's really weird. I know. And I would never just like personally, I've never been the type of person, like, I don't comment anything positive or negative on anybody's stuff who I don't actually know, because that's, like, weird. If anything, I just am a normal person and talk shit on them with my friends, not, like, comment on their posts. I'm like, what drives somebody to comment or message somebody that it's just weird.
Yeah, because, I mean, to be totally fair, I am not a saint. I've probably kind of talked shit about people on the show before, but, like,
of course.
That we can forget about it when I definitely change my mind the next week, you know?
I'm going to be 100% honest. I'm going to be 100% honest. I've said some stuff about you, but, like, I'm not
like
gonna,
that. Just, like, being annoyed at people or the show
like,
or whatever. But people get to, like, a weird extent.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, no, that's normal. And there's going to be people that piss you off or do something that you don't like. I mean, it's just weird when you are trying to let them know that it bothered you, and they don't even know who you are. It's weird.
Not that mad about it. Like, that's a little extreme, but anyway.
I'm not gonna PM you and be like, hey, so here's a list of things that I find offensive about you. The first one has subsections, so I hope you have your pen and notepad ready.
Please make changes to your behavior accordingly. Thank you.
Yeah. And stop using this filter. Thanks. No.
Anyway.
Okay. So,
trolls.
Would you like to recap the episode with us? Because that is first on our agenda.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into it. So, Hometowns, one of my favorite episodes.
Yeah, I love Hometowns.
So, first up was Garrett.
Okay, I missed like pretty much all of Garrett's. I was driving and got there late, so no comment on that. But
it
was really boring.
Was it?
I kind of forgot what happened.
Exactly.
I know that they stood somewhere.
No, they went on the thing that plants the tomatoes, the tomato planting thing, and they made out in front of Carlos.
Oh, poor Carlos.
Don't kiss in front of Carlos. Like, Carlos is better than that. Come on.
He was just somebody standing there like.
Oh, he lives in Northern California and has the tomato farming family. That's.
Yes.
Why did I think he lived in Colorado?
He lives in Nevada. Well, he lives like on the border between Nevada and Colorado.
I love that I am in a podcast about the show and I get everything wrong. That's so good.
So the one thing that I took from this date is that Garrett has that, like, you know, when you go back home and like you kind of like regress to being like a little bit like how you were when you were a kid.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Like you adopt like the things that you did when you were a kid. Garrett does that, like, I feel like too much.
Fine.
I was just like the impression I got. Like, I wasn't like, oh, like Garrett is being really immature. Some other people were saying Garrett was being really immature.
Was he like clowning around? Like, how so?
I think it was just like.
I don't think he was being immature. I just think he like turned into like very sweet and like timid and like
a goofy kid.
Like a goofy kid, yeah. But maybe that's just how he is. It was kind of cute. It wasn't like a terrible thing.
It was just cute.
It was like a little bit more than like
maybe
cute. Like, I feel like
you'd have to watch it. Maybe
there's like a lot of times where he would just like defer to his mom, like
instead of having his own.
Yeah, which was interesting.
Yeah, it was a mix. I gotta say real quick before we go into all these, I loved everyone's dads. These are like the sweetest dads.
Dude,
they
were cool. Yeah, I have specific comments about specific dads, but
okay. I like it.
But yeah, I kind of want to watch that now because, to be honest, like, I don't really get Garrett. Like, I mean, obviously he didn't start off on the right foot before the season even aired or whenever that was.
Yeah.
So he wasn't really a big fan from the get-go. But also, like, I just don't get, like, just watching it, I'm like, I don't get it. Like, I don't get I see their connection, but like I don't really get why. Like when he talks, it's just like I look at it. This is kind of mean, but like I look at his face and his eyes are just kind of like slightly too far apart, and I'm like, there's just something a little like just slightly just a little off about him, and I'm like, he just seems a little slow. I don't get it.
Yeah, I think that's maybe what we felt weird about in the show. Like, it seems like it would be sweet, but there was just something in the hometown that was like, I don't know.
He's like,
off.
Like, you remember at the beginning when he did his Chris Farley impression, and it was like, oh, it's actually really good, right?
No, I didn't. I might have missed
so like
that.
basically, so I don't know if you remember, but he came in, and part of his bio, and I know because I read all the bios, was he does a really good Chris Farley impression, and I'm like, that's not something that you say unless it's really good. And it was really good, but now all I could hear is his Chris Farley impression. Like, he just talks like Chris Farley all the time now, and like that's all I can hear. And that's like that kind of goofy, like, I expect him to do like a The Bears bit.
And now when I hear him talk, it's just like, okay. I don't know.
Oh, also, do you guys remember do you remember his intro package and like how kind of like weird it was?
Wait.
I don't know. I remember rewinding it, and I was like, "What on earth? Like, who is this man? What? Like, he just had this crazy look in his eyes. I don't know. It was just weird to me.
It was like Reno.
It was weird. I don't know.
It was bizarre. I was very confused by it, but I thought it was pretty. Like, he's just such a goofball.
I know, but then also a little bit odd. So it's just like this weird mixture, and I don't know how to feel.
So when we interviewed Christian Estrada, the soccer player, he said something to the effect that Garrett was kind of like distant, or like more distant than the other guys, and that was his 2-hour impression, but that was what he got.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he's kind of spacey. But that's all.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Quick side note, we have another person who just joined. His name is Tex. He's one of
Hello.
Hi, Tex.
He's just going to be here, probably popping in and out. I don't know. I'm trying to cover for you, Tex, in case you have to pack.
Yeah, I'm packing for a wedding, so.
Yeah. Don't forget those boots.
Yeah, don't forget your wedding boots.
That was the first thing I packed. Don't worry.
Okay, all right. So I guess we can move on to a date 2 or hometown 2, whatever we're calling it.
Which is Jason.
Which I'm gonna say this every single podcast because I think it's so cool. I saw him on the street the other day.
Oh, did you? Oh, you're out again. There we go. Now I can hear you. Or hear somebody.
That was me, the new one, but I guess they're not here.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
I think there was like some. Oh, there you go.
You guys completely cut out.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
in the middle of your story, so no big deal.
I guess the computer hates me, and it's like, don't.
It hates the new
talking.
thing.
Anyways, the story was just that I saw him on the street, and I was like, "Hey, are you on The Bachelor?" Because I like felt really weird about it, and he was on a bicycle, so it was the worst time ever to be like, "Hey, let me stop you really quick while you're cycling down the street." But
It's funny.
So funny, so very funny.
But
yeah,
it was him.
So now I feel like I have a personal connection to this, but not really at all.
Wait, how long did he talk to you? Did he stop?
Well, he was like quite literally biking with his friend. So he was like, yeah, I was, and like said hi or whatever, but kind of kept going. And then I messaged him from the Bachelor Instagram, and I was like, that was me, and we have a podcast, just so you know. And then he was really nice. So I will stand up for him in that regard. So funny.
He's like a nice guy.
Yeah, he seems cool.
I have no feeling either way, really, but yeah, he seemed nice.
I like Jason.
Dude, he's just literally neutral to me, like completely neutral. There's nothing remarkable or off-putting about him except for his hair.
Yeah. Which I thought it was funny because his hair was still slicked back even though he was right.
Like,
you're fancy everywhere.
His brother has like way better hair than he does.
I feel like he has good hair. I just wish maybe sometimes he would do like a little something.
Like, who in 2018 wakes up who's under the age of like 50 and decides that they're gonna slick their hair back like that.
He's a finance guy, so he's takes inspiration from Patrick Bateman, obviously.
Yeah, I wrote that in one of my articles actually.
Oh, did you really?
Oh.
No, it was
That's
a really
amazing.
good transition. I was like, speaking of American Psycho, and then I started talking about Chris Randone.
Oh my god.
Oh, Chris Randone.
I love
Yeah,
that.
I was pretty proud of that.
That was good. I like that.
So anyway,
every time he wears that pea coat that he wore in the hometown date, I was like, he looks like a mob hit. Like it looks like he's gonna take someone out behind out to the Hudson and like strap some concrete blocks on them and then just be like, hey, like meet my friend the fish, and then just.
No, he's the guy that like says some line like that, and then like three guys step out from behind him. And And he just stands there with his hands in the pocket of the pea coat. That's what he does.
Sure. You're right. Doesn't do any of the dirty work. That's why he's wearing a pea coat. Come on.
Totally see that.
Exactly.
I like how he called Bekah Baxter multiple times.
I don't know if I liked it or not. I was just like, what?
Was just noteworthy, and we should talk about it.
Yeah.
It was like the only time he's shown personality the entire.
No, he did. He laughs a lot at people.
I mean, yeah, but like an actual like him expressing himself as opposed to like watching Chris have a meltdown.
Yeah.
Two different things.
Yes.
Yeah. Baxter.
Yeah.
As someone with a similar name, how do you feel about nicknames like that?
I don't know. It's like I don't mind it if my friends do it, but I definitely have this thing of like if a friend that I've known for less than a couple months starts giving me a nickname, I'm like, dude, we're like, don't try to assert our close friendship like that. Like we're not that.
We're not there yet.
No, you need to calm down.
Yeah. We're not at the nickname stage.
It's so true.
Plus Baxter is like that's like what you call your kid. Like that's what my dad would call me. I don't want like my boyfriend to call me that.
Yeah, or like your little sister, like Baxter, you know.
Ooh, yeah,
Baxter.
Yeah. Hey Baxter. Yeah. Anyways, I don't need to say that 20 times.
So the first thing they did was they did an eat off at Anchor Bar, which is like the home of like the quote unquote original Buffalo Wild Wing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I also missed that. Okay.
So I guess I have to ask everyone, because they made such a big deal about it. Blue cheese or ranch with your wings?
Who's gonna?
Ranch.
Oh, wait. Everyone.
Suck it, haters. Ranch.
Dude, this is an unpopular opinion. I don't like wings.
All right. So neither.
Even better answer.
I would say both. It's funny, I'm not. Wings kind of weird me out. Yeah, both. I'll go crazy. I'll dip a little bit in both.
That's not going crazy. That's like literally hedging your bet.
They're both fine. Wings kind of weird me out a little bit. Maybe
all answers so far have not answered the actual question. I guess I said ranch. So okay.
Yeah. Blue cheese for me. Square up, Tex. Let's go right now.
People we noticed people took like a huge offense to Bekah not like chowing down on the wings.
Yeah.
But like if I was on TV, I probably wouldn't want to go ham on wings either. Like it's kind of like a weird thing.
Messy.
Yeah.
Jason chipped a tooth on the wing.
Wait.
On one of the wings. Yeah, he bit into the bone and he chipped his tooth.
Yeah.
That's an aggressive.
Dude, I don't know. It didn't even look like he was going very hard. He kept like just looking over at Bekah with that goofy smile of like, we're having fun, right? And like
oh god.
I like how they had other people eating in that competition, but like made no mention at all about anyone else who was there. It was very weird.
Every date was like that. They're all like really weird like stunts. They have people like awkwardly standing around. Like the first one was Garrett with Carlos, and then they've got like a couple with Jason State, and then Blake State. They were like, "Oh, let's bring in like a whole bunch of high schoolers and watch this thing." And then with Colton, it was just awkward all on its own.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Jason's family.
Oh yeah.
I like Jason's mom. She reminds me of literally every New York mother I've ever met, ever.
Yeah.
Like she
they're
just
needs... all nice. I don't know. Everyone was just as unremarkable as Jason. I'm just like, yeah, they're nice. Okay.
That's fair.
I remember someone commented about Jason's brother that he looks like hipster Harry Potter.
Oh, also, wait, one thing I did notice, Jason's mom, her Botox was perfect. Like, she looked so young. She looked so useful, but not too, like, it was just so well done. I was like, wow, she looks great. Whoever's doing it is doing a fabulous job. It was awesome.
I love that.
That's fantastic. I love it. Oh,
She did look good. His dad was, I thought he was kind of goofy sweet.
I don't remember his dad.
My heart went out to him. I don't know why.
I don't remember. What did he do?
He didn't really do anything. He just.
I think the dads are usually either like super hard line, like, don't take away my child, or like, I don't give you permission. Or they're like, oh, like, whatever, like, this is weird. There are TV cameras. I'm going to have a couple of glasses of wine and see what happens.
I'd probably be like, why did you do this to me, child? No, just
yeah, that too.
Yeah, my dad refused to be on it. Like, they contacted my family like the week before hometowns. Obviously, I got sent home, and they were like, so your dad says he's not going to do it. And I was like, that doesn't surprise me literally at all. Yeah. He's like, my dad told me before too, because he hates the show. He's like, I'm not going to be a part of that stupid show. Like, there's no way you can talk me into doing it. I was like, okay, whatever. So.
My dad would like be really uncomfortable. My entire family would be uncomfortable. That'd be awkward.
Mine would just be really loud, and I don't want to think about it. It embarrasses me.
Your dad on the Bachelor.
They're just like loud Italians.
That would be so funny though. I would.
I would actually die. Like, I love my dad, but oh my gosh.
I would. That would be weird.
It would make for good TV.
It would make for great TV. Your dad, my mom would make for great TV.
Yeah, in the weirdest way possible. That's pretty much that with that date, unless anybody else has any.
Yeah.
No, that's it.
Nope.
That's
so now let's go on to Blake. So, Bekah, before we start talking about Blake's date, I just want to point out. So someone said this about Blake. And you now have to deal with this as well because I can't unsee this. Blake is a very aggressive blinker.
Don't. Why would you do that to me?
Welcome to hell. He was
so perfect in my mind and untouched. Damn it.
He is such an aggressive blinker. It's like and when he gets like super intense with Bekah, it's like he just like his blinking just becomes super aggressive, and I'm doing it right now, and I realize that you can't see, but just know that I'm aggressively blinking.
People keep asking us to like videotape the podcast. I'm like, you don't want that.
You don't like. I'm not.
Yes, you are, but we're like in our like I don't know, whatever.
I'm wearing pajamas.
But then if we did that, you could aggressively blink right.
Aggressively blinking intensifies.
Yeah.
So they did the high school thing. They always do a high school.
Oh boy. Yeah, but this was a special high school thing.
That's true. It was.
Not only was Betty Who there, but somebody also got shot there.
So who is Betty Y?
Who? Betty Who?
Betty Who?
Betty
Who?
Boop.
That's what I thought. I thought it was Pink. I was like, they got Pink. Damn.
Oh, her. Yeah. I was like, what joke are we making? I don't get it. Yeah, I just want to say that I really hate when people go back to high school because I just feel like it's weird and like you guys are adults and it's just like an odd thing to be like, yeah, I went to high school here and played football. Everyone's like, okay, so.
It's the classic.
This one I kind of got. This one I got, but it's just really like,
it's the classic. I grew up in a tiny town and there's nothing of note here.
Nothing else. Yeah, nothing else here.
I'd rather go out in a field or something. I don't know. Like it just.
They did that with Nick.
It was supposed to be a bonding moment. It was supposed to be a bonding moment at school. I found it really ironic, just that like, yeah, Garrett. One of the things he liked was saying that Parkland students were crisis actors, and I was like, oh, this is a huge dose of irony here.
Oh, I didn't realize that he did that.
Yeah.
So I take it you are very pro Blake.
Pro Blake all the way.
So
you're pro.
I'm pro Blake too. I just think he kind of looks like a Lego character.
Oh yeah. I mean, the shape of his head is weird.
The
I
hair,
thought
the
that
hair
was
looks like a
weird.
Lego hair piece. Like,
Yeah.
I have nothing against it. Like, I have nothing against him. Like, he seems like a really nice guy, and like, he's obviously like pretty attractive. But it's just like, I just like the blinking thing just got me, and now I can't unsee this. Like, it's just
Wait.
aggressively blinking.
Which would you rather have, Lego hair or Patrick Bateman hair?
Oh, Lego hair, 100%. Because Lego hair you could change. Like, you could take off the Lego, put on another one. Like, obviously, Lego hair. Like, is that even a question?
Yeah.
Okay, just clarify.
But can you imagine, like, I feel like I'm shit talking Jason, and I don't mean to be, but like, is it weird to like touch overly gelled hair? Like, if you're going in for like a
It's
kiss
very
or something?
touching. Like, when my hair is like a lot of product in it, I'm like, it's like crispy.
Yeah. If
Yeah.
he has a good hair product, if he has like a matte gel, I don't know. I'm trying to be nice.
But
Anyways,
what does it look like when he comes out of the shower? Is it like how long is it?
Pretty long, I would assume.
I'd be willing to bet he's balding.
No, he's not. He probably just likes the style.
No.
Don't wish that upon someone.
I know, I shouldn't be.
Karma.
Cursing yourself.
I did mean it. I'm sorry, everybody.
Oh wait, you mean on the crown of his head?
Yeah.
Oh wow, I didn't think about that.
Conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
Mind blown.
Wow.
I wasn't like being like, I hope he goes bald.
No, we know. I'm just. You're like so terrified now.
You don't understand. This is my biggest fear.
I know, because you have some luscious locks.
I have very beautiful hair. Everyone should know I have beautiful
You
hair.
do have good hair. Okay, anyways.
Well, how old are you?
I just turned 28.
I know, you're getting up.
Oh,
soon. Just kidding.
then that does not indicative of your future, your hair right now.
I know.
That's true,
why
that's
I'm
true.
scared.
It comes from your mom, though, they say. And,
From your mom's dad.
oh, your mom's dad?
Yep.
I don't know. Okay.
Anyways, you learn things
The hair crisis is over for now.
for now. So I know there was a post on the sub about that person who went to Blake's date with the concert, and they said it was super awkward and staged and fake, and like they were basically like that Betty Y performed like long before Blake and Bekah showed up,
Oh.
and they made them wait for a couple hours, and it was like,
Did she perform again? Or like-
yeah, she did it again.
Oh, that's nice.
And then there was like Blake's friends were there, and they were like sequestered off to the side, and they were like super uncomfortable about it, and there's this whole big thing.
Well, I can't imagine. I mean, I don't know. I have not been on TV like that, but I can't imagine it's ever easy to make it like very natural.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Nah,
Yeah.
and the
Have you ever-
schedule's always fucked up, and they probably took too long talking in the classroom or had to do makeup touch-ups, you know.
Yeah.
All
I was gonna say you would know more
It's
about
that insider.
Dude, there's so much waiting time. There's so much waiting time, and like it's always behind on the schedule. Like I've never had so much downtime and also been so sleep deprived at the same time. So it's suspicious. But
Then we met Blake's family. So mom, dad, and Dean. Which one was Dean? I actually didn't know. Like I watched the episode, and there was,
yeah.
so there was.
Stepdad thing.
Yeah, I don't know which one was Dean.
Was he the coach?
He was the coach, but I don't know which one he was.
Oh, the one
That his mom cheated on his dad with.
oh.
Yeah, but like, which one was he the one who was talking a lot about like in the actual date, or was he the one
at
at the
the
end?
high school?
Or then that
Oh.
wasn't him.
I was like,
No.
what?
So there were two guys at Blake's house. There was one who was talking at the hometown, who was basically like, Blake, like, you gotta work through your stuff, blah, blah, blah.
In the
Blake's like,
kitchen. The kitchen one is his dad. The kitchen
Okay.
one is his real dad.
and so
for
Dean
sure.
was the guy. Dean was the guy at the end then. Right.
I guess.
Huh?
Guess.
Yeah, I would assume.
Yeah.
I don't
He was the one
know.
who was like-
I have
he was the one who was
no.
like, he was the one who was like, yeah, Blake can't cook.
That was it. Oh, the one where she was like, can you like fix a car? Or is that
Yeah,
one?
that guy.
Like laughing. No.
Yeah, I thought that was Dean.
I think so, yeah.
Okay. What a dick.
He's Dean now to us. So let's go with it.
He's Dean. What a dick. Selling his step kid up like that.
What was he supposed to be like? Yeah. Well, he was like What else did he say? Like he'll be really nice or something?
Yeah, he's really nice. So that's literally all he's got going for him.
Did he really say that?
Something to that effect. He's like, yeah, you can't.
Oh yeah, that was good.
That was funny. I thought.
Oh,
I thought it was funny too. There was somebody on the sub who was like, "Don't you think that's a red flag?" And I was like, "Oh God."
Oh my gosh.
Everything's a red flag.
Everything's a red flag. Don't talk to us about people on the sub saying he's crazy. Well, you actually should because we have much experience. We are aware. So, do you want to talk about what Blake said about the shooting, or is this just kind of like it was sad and he did a good job talking about it and it's done?
I mean, one of my friends said this, and I was like, "Yeah, good point." She was like, "Yeah, it brought the community together, but like, why does it have to take gun violence and like somebody dying at a school to like bring the community together?" And like, that's what you took from it. I don't want to get all political on it, but I'm like, oh, okay. I wonder if they talked more about like politics of gun violence in schools. I'm curious. Like, I wonder how Blake feels about all that.
Yeah, maybe, but I feel like maybe not, just because of like, I don't know.
I would bet that they did.
You think?
Well, the producers.
I mean, I feel like they should have.
They still come to the subreddit, the producers, and they're like, they have no politics rules, so we're gonna ignore that conversation topic and just tell everyone not to talk about it.
They literally make the show for the subreddit.
Just to save my life.
And your sanity.
So I don't go insane on a Monday night.
Fair.
Yeah, that's true.
Thanks, producers.
I feel like the show could do it and deal with the backlash at least, but
yeah.
It probably wouldn't have been good to like touch on it, but
yeah.
Wow,
I mean, like, I don't think there should have been backlash about that.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Like, you know.
Wow, a social issue that probably needs addressing on national television that's getting spurned by ABC. I'm shocked that they have done this. I can't believe what they've done.
Fair point.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I don't know. People wild out about
Mm.
anything that remotely seems to, touch on politics or something that they don't agree with. So.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're curious, go check out people's comments on any Bachelor person who has a picture with a gun. Like, half of them are people freaking out, and then the other half are like, yes, Second Amendment rights. Like, yes, girl. It's like, oh, God, I can't.
That sounds like my personal hell.
You're the one who's...
Yeah, come on. Oh. But yeah, I think Bekah is basically... Blake is the only person who's Becca's been like, yeah, like, I love this guy.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm not allowed to say it, but I'm saying it.
I feel like she said really nice things about him. Okay, so the final date. Let's skip through that.
Wait. Also, one more thing about Blake that I have to comment on.
Yes.
I was like so watching his conversation with his dad in the kitchen. I was like blown away by one, how real of a conversation it was. Like, they were both like leaned in and like talking genuinely from the heart. And not only that, Blake was like really opening up and being vulnerable to his dad, and his dad was like fully attentive and like fully like listening and engaging with what his son was saying. And I just thought it was really cool, and you don't see that on hometowns just in general. And I thought it was just cool to see him have that with his dad rather than just like a slap on the back, like, yeah, son, I hope you're happy kind of thing. So I enjoyed Blake's hometown a lot.
Yeah, I agree. It was very nice to see. You don't see that often.
Yeah, it was a good moment. It was real, I feel like, and respectful.
Yeah.
Speaking of things that are real versus not real, let's talk about Colton.
Yeah. Oh, so we're just talking about Colton. Okay, so what are we?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, you don't sound like you're a big fan.
Not really. I mean, I kind of like tuned out every time he started talking. I think I'm like over everything that he kind of does.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I kind of get that.
I would definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
Oh, you're back.
We touched on this last time, but like, I'm very tired of everyone feeling the need to dwell on if they are a virgin or not. You know what I mean?
Oh God.
And I just feel like that's what?
No, just like, why is the virgin thing still a thing on the show?
I
Like,
don't know.
why?
I don't know. Because then you just
you have
become
Raven
that.
with her no. Yeah, like Raven. Well, Raven with her no orgasms. I was just like, this is God. This is so cringy. Ugh.
Yes.
I've been
Agreed.
to some places on Reddit where people actually care so much about being a virgin. Very weird. So it's a thing, not just on The Bachelor.
I know, but like if for The Bachelor, that seems really weird because then it becomes all you are in the show, which is so weird to me, and it feels like such a personal, like private thing that you'd be like, hey, just so you know, not like make a huge weird deal out of it.
I love how Bekah totally handled it.
Weird.
Yeah. I love how Bekah. That was the best. She was just like, yeah, so like I haven't had sex and I'm waiting till marriage and that's just how it is. And yeah. And Chris was like, okay, I still love you though, so I'll probably pick you over Whitney. Actually not, because Whitney probably put out in the fantasy suite.
Oh my gosh. I feel like well, I guess he kind of deserves a little bit of sass.
Chris Soules?
Yeah.
Prince Farming. Yeah, he killed a man and he's still more entertaining than like Nick or Ari.
Yeah.
That's really sad.
Yeah.
Anyways.
He also had the best cast. Like second best. Second best.
Yeah. Excluding present company.
I actually didn't watch this season, so you may be right. I don't know.
So that season gave us Ashley Salter, Ashley I, Jade, Britt, Caitlin.
I love Caitlin.
Carly.
Bekah.
Carly.
No,
wow, that is a star-studded cast for sure.
Yeah, it was also very much helped by the fact that he like was very good at like letting them just be weird, and he was okay with it. So like Nick would like kind of throw up his like quizzical face, and they'd kind of like, oh, like I don't want to weird him out. But Chris was he was just like, I'm just happy to be off the farm, and so he was just so happy to be there that they would just go nuts, and it was great.
I like when they all took like a road trip to his like tiny farm town. They're
so
like, what the
fun.
fuck is this place?
They're like, it's fine. Of course I will still marry him. Everything's totally fine.
Yeah.
That was Britt literally had that conversation. I'll marry him for money.
No.
Britt's a nice person. I used to be really down on Britt, and now not so much.
Yeah. All right. So are we done talking about Colton? Because I feel like we're just over that.
I think it was interesting.
I
I just want to say one thing about his hometown date.
Okay.
And I thought his dad that's the only time I've ever seen a parent be like, yeah, send my child home. Like, you're obviously not going to pick him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Also, like, you could tell his mom was, like, totally Team Tia. That's just the vibes I was getting. I could see her face and just the way she looks, and I was like, oh, yeah. She's, like, totally on board with the prior.
I like how his parents, like, brought up, like, Tia, and that was, like, kind of weird out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Oh, or how about Bekah brought up the one thing that was funny is Bekah brought up the virginity thing to his mom, and his mom was just like, like, I don't talk about my son's sex life. So I didn't know he was a virgin. Like, we don't talk about that.
That was the best.
So awkward.
You could tell the producers made her ask that question.
I've been like, kick me off the show as I'm the Bachelorette because I'm not asking his mom that. Like, send me home.
Yes,
I'll go. I'll leave.
Give someone else the rose. I don't care. Give Tia a pick. I don't, whatever.
So cringy.
So speaking of Tia, after Colton's hometown, there was a squad meetup, and you were there. So you obviously would know because you were there.
Squad member.
Squad. Hashtag squad.
Hashtag squad.
Hashtag squad.
Yeah.
So can you, I think there's only one thing that I kind of like want to know, and it's like how that played out from where you were sitting on the couch.
Well, okay. First of all, I just want to give a little background that I had a huge fucking migraine, and I actually like cried on the phone with one of the producers and was like, please don't make me go to this. Like, I don't want to go. And then I went because they were like, now go. And then the minute Tia got up to talk to Bekah, I was like, oh, this is why I'm here? I was so pissed. I was like, really? Like, yeah, I wanted to see Bekah and all that, but like, I'm gonna see her after. Oh man, I was just pissed. I was like, this. The whole reason we were here both times is just so that there's some convenient reason for Tia to be there, so she can talk to Bekah about Colton. I was not happy about that. But yeah, no, when I'm trying to remember if I like saw it coming or not. The funny thing is, like, the first time when we had our group date, I was reading I don't know if it was on Reddit or somewhere else. People were like, there's like, those girls are faking the surprise when Tia says it. And like, Caroline knew about Tia and Colton, but me and Sienna and Kendall had zero idea. So when Tia said, like, I used to date Colton or whatever, we were all like, what? And we're genuinely shocked. And so I feel like I didn't actually know that she was going to say anything about the hometown week when we were there. So, yeah. So Bekah was just about to start talking about Colton's date. And she's like, so then Colton's. And then Tia was like, actually, can we talk? And I was like, no way. And then they were outside just talking. We were just watching from inside. And then Caroline is just like, yeah, so Tia just can't something, whatever bullshit she was saying. And the thing that was really annoying to me is that Caroline was like, I think Bekah's a good friend. So, like, I think she'll let Colton go home. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, what do you mean? Like, if, like, if she's a good friend? Like, no. Why the hell is Tia, like, interrupting Bekah's spotlight right now to go and be like, actually, I have feelings for him? Because, like, I don't get what that accomplishes, because either, like, it's either putting pressure on Bekah, like, what if she was actually, we had no way of knowing how Bekah was feeling. Like, what if Bekah was head over heels and wanted to propose to Colton, or have him propose to her or whatever? Like, what position does that put her in of, like, being this weird thing of, like, wait, is my, like, one of my good friends basically saying that she doesn't want to be friends with me if I pick him? And then the other option is if Bekah didn't pick, like, you know what I mean? Like, if he was gonna get engaged to him just because Tia said she had feelings at that point,
right?
Yeah.
You know,
it just,
like,
yeah,
that's ridiculous. And then the other option is, or Bekah lets him go and then they can still get together on Paradise. Like, I just didn't get the point of it, and it just felt like, I don't know.
I would hate to be that person. Yeah, I would hate to be I would not want to say anything, I guess. Unless I felt like he went on the show, like, even then, I probably just wouldn't say anything, like, let it play out.
Yeah.
I mean, also, like, I think Tia is just like, oh my gosh, everybody's hating on me. But also, it's like, she's probably going to, like, listen to this and be like, what the fuck? But, like,
joke's on you. Nobody listens to this.
No.
But, like,
maybe.
my whole thing is just, like, how are you not expecting this backlash? Like, if I was in her position, there's no way in fucking hell would I go and do that, because it makes you look so bad on TV.
There's like zero upside to that entire thing, right? At least that's how it looked like for me.
Not to bring up Pat's stuff, but I'm still, like, a little bit mad about how she said on your guys' season.
What she said?
Not mad about it, but it kind of made me feel weird about that. So now this on top of it makes me feel weird too.
Oh yeah. When she was like, I did it because I care about you. I'm like, fuck.
No. It's because I feel like I'm your big sister.
Oh yeah. I didn't like that. I was like, she's a grown woman. Quit it.
I was just like, that's like mini Courtney Robertson bullshit that just, like, did not work. Like, if you're gonna pull a power play, you need to just be like I know I can do this and it will work. Like, that's
totally. Or be like, or just face it and be like, yeah, I think you're immature as fuck and there's no way you actually like him. Like, you know.
Yeah.
Own it.
I'd be like, all right, fine, whatever. Sure, that's your feelings. But the sister thing was weird.
Oh my god.
I don't know. And then anyway, I'm over it. And everyone's going to have to watch it on Paradise now, so.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, queen.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god, I love you. So the last part about the show that is 100% we need to talk about this is that Colton went up to Chris Harrison and asked for tips on sex.
Oh, I love how Chris Harrison was like, "Wow, I thought, but I'm not sure if it's enough for this."
Dude, he was holding back his smile so hard. Chris was like, the smirk was just pulling at both sides of his mouth. It was so funny.
It's so true. He was like, "You're asking me for advice on this." And he's like, "Yeah."
It's so ridiculous. I don't even have a snappy comeback. I don't even have like a funny line. It's just I can't even comprehend.
Too good.
Oh man, I was just like, who convinced Colton to do this? Like, what? Who is like actually taking this shitty advice to like do these things? I don't get it.
It almost feels like an inside joke.
Oh my god. Or it's like, Chris, it's time to make your one appearance outside of the rose ceremony, please.
Let's surprise Chris Harrison with this.
Do you remember Paradise last year when Chris Harrison gave the safe sex talk?
Oh.
No, I don't. I try to block it out of my memory. That was so bad.
I think it was actually one of the low-key funniest moments of the show. Like, remember, guys, alcohol plus sex equals bad times.
Oh,
and then, like,
God.
Damar
I was like, this is the whole premise of your show.
I know.
And I love how, like, they were all like, yes, alcohol plus sex equals bad times. And they had to, like, force ask these questions. Like, but what if we're both drunk? And it's like,
oh my God.
Dean is like, Dean is raising his hand, like, oh my God.
Wait, I got a question.
I just thought it would be funny if it wasn't such a pathetic attempt to address, like,
Yeah.
the alleged sexual assault on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, too light of a way to try and deal with that.
I mean, like, this is their thing. They, like, pay lip service to the idea that, oh, hey, like, we're talking about it. And then they, like, do, like, the 5-year-old version. And then are like, okay, well, now let's get back to our regularly scheduled debauchery.
Although they were pretty careful to make sure that we didn't get too fucked up when we were on the show, for sure. They were really, they were super on top of it. Like, we had to go ask permission before we get drinks, and they'd check it off on a chart.
Nice.
Oh, interesting.
That's better.
Yeah, they were like really on top of it, and sometimes it was annoying because like whoever was paying attention, like sometimes I'd get a little crazy, but it wasn't because I was drunk. It was just because I was being kind of crazy, and then they'd be like, they'd cut me off, and then I wouldn't get to drink anymore.
You're like, I have to wait around and not drink. Like, that's so boring.
Honestly, 100%. If like I was like trying to stay in shape on the show, I'd probably just do that. Be like, yeah, like I'm gonna be tempted to drink, and because I'm stressed out, so I'll just act like a crazy person, and they won't give me drinks.
Yeah, there you go. Self moderation.
Fun fact.
I can see that drinking chart becoming like a competition for a lot of dudes.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. You've had 6.
Well, let me break the record today.
Fun fact: The Bachelor Australia does not have drinks. So yeah.
What?
Yeah. Well, they don't. I mean, they had Paradise for the first time.
Wait, they don't what? You kind of cut out. What did you say?
Oh, they don't have the drink limits.
Oh, I thought you meant they don't have. I thought you said you don't. It cut out, and I thought you said they don't have drinks. I was like,
that's what I thought too, and I was like, that's wild.
No,
Yeah.
That's a whole
love story.
That's the Bachelor Utah.
Oh
Bachelor.
I need a parody of that now.
What?
The Bachelor Utah.
The Mormon Bachelor.
Actually, people might get mad about that.
We should just get Mikkel.
Never mind. People would.
And then they just keep the top 3. Like they don't even go in.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I was gonna go there, but I didn't want to offend anyone.
No. It was perfect.
Perfect.
Sorry, Mormons.
Yeah.
So yeah, Colton got sent home, obviously.
The most anticlimactic rose ceremony ever.
Yeah.
So in retrospect, the Tia conversation just kind of felt like, let's give Bekah more excuses to send Colton home. Like that's how it got edited, for sure. Because like the virgin thing was bad, plus the conversation is just like, okay, so this is like too much for me.
Yeah, I think she was definitely going to keep Jason over Colton.
Yeah.
I felt like it was obvious she was keeping Blake and Garrett. She's really into both of them. So And then
Yeah.
Jason, they showed a little bit of it on the show, but she just wouldn't stop talking about like how he was like the best kisser ever and all that stuff. And I was like, okay, fantasy suite.
He's the new kissing bandit.
Guess so. He would be a boring season.
Oh
Bachelor.
Yeah.
No. Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Why?
So that's actually a good.
No.
Oh no. Do you think that like if what's his face, Colton and Tia aren't together on Paradise or don't end up together, do you think that they'd make him the Bachelor?
No, I don't want this.
I don't know. I don't
Sorry.
think so, but I can see maybe where they'd be like a virgin, but I don't know, something weird like that.
They've already done that though.
They have.
Sean.
I kind of want them to pick somebody random.
I want Eric.
Again?
I want Eric bigger.
Oh, did we go out again?
No!
Why?
Oh.
Dude, okay. He doesn't hear this somehow, and I'm getting all paranoid. It's just, no, I have my reasons for saying no. It's like,
Uh-oh.
he's just like, I mean, no, I'd say this to his face. He's just like one way on TV. He's like one way on TV and his whole like miracle season, whatever. And then like when he is actually talking to you, he's like very toned down, very mellow. I actually like him a lot better when he's not putting on his whole thing, but he puts on a whole thing and like can't get actually vulnerable without it. I don't know how to explain it. It's like there's a kind of vulnerable where people are like, yeah, all these bad things happened to me, but I rose above it and like I'm better now. And like that's
Like
not
what Chris did.
vulnerability. Yeah, it's just not vulnerability to me. And then there's people who are like really showing that layer of like who they are inside. And he seems to have an inability to do that like on like being recorded, honestly.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know
Also,
if that's mean. That's just
I could see that. I could definitely
Yeah.
see that.
so I don't know. If anything, like Wills. If we're gonna have a Black Bachelor, let's make it Wills.
Yeah. Wills.
yeah.
Let's get Wills.
He's
Wills.
cool as fuck. When we met him on the group date, I was like obsessed with him. He's great. He's like just as cool as he comes off on the show.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, good. So he's actually.
Okay.
He's super, super cool, super chill. I really like him.
I just liked his thing with what's his face, the 2-minute thing.
With Chris. Dude, yeah, I've never seen
Oh, yeah.
somebody handle that kind of situation so well. And Chris was like,
Yeah.
I can't have 2 minutes, and he's like, no, and he
Yeah.
just stood there.
Oh yeah.
I've been waiting for someone to do that. I was like, yes, thank you.
It was so good.
Also, I like that he got cast just on the street, like he was walking down the sidewalk during his
Wait, really?
lunch break. Yeah,
Wait,
he was
what?
on his lunch. Yeah, dude, he was on his lunch break in LA. He works in downtown LA, and like a casting director like basically flagged him down from across the street and like asked him if he'd be interested in being on the show. And he went through the casting process because he was like, "Fuck it," and that's how he got on the show.
That's
Wow.
awesome. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, so he's actually like a normal person.
Yeah, like he didn't. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
good to
not
know.
a psycho. Yeah, not a psycho like me who went to the casting call and was like
Okay.
fully ready.
Yeah, I don't know if it could get any more psycho than us being like, oh, there's a casting call right by us. Should we like go watch and just see what happens?
Yeah, we're not gonna even apply.
I was like,
obviously.
should I just try to apply just so I can get the inside scoop of how it is?
I don't think I would not like.
They're not gonna pick. I just want to see what happens. But anyways, yeah, that's pretty weird. And we've considered just walking by and being like, "Ooh, what's going
We
on?"
are normal people.
So did you? That's the better
No.
question.
No, because I feel
Oh,
like
you should
it's
have.
too much work.
One of my friends from the gym actually did it.
Oh, who?
Yeah, you don't know him. He was the
Oh.
one. He's the one who he's gonna hear this and he's gonna get mad at me. But he's the one when he does leg day, he rolls up. It's like he wears like the tights under his shorts, and he rolls the shorts up all the way. I do that too, but he rolls the shorts all the way up to his crotch, and it's like I don't want to see this.
So I feel like that has potential to be good on the Bachelor. Then.
yeah,
Or
Yeah,
Bachelorette,
that's
excuse me.
it's got potential to be something.
I don't know. The casting process is just so simple. They're just like, tell us about yourself, and then if you can successfully like ramble and be interesting, then you're on to the next round.
That's good.
Basically.
Nice.
Yeah. Yep.
So basically, talk about yourself a whole lot.
You could do that.
Yep.
I don't want to be. I don't want to be. On the show. I get sent home. 100%. I'd be like talking to these people, and then I'd show up on the show and be like, got nothing.
Nice to meet you all. And turn around now.
I don't know. I was really paranoid going on the show. I thought everyone was going to try to manipulate me. And so I was like, I remember the first few days, I was like extremely paranoid and just like running around trying to figure out who was like an actor planted among us. And
That's amazing.
Who was it?
Nobody. People just cracking our psycho on their own.
Perfect.
I like was blanking and I was. Then
oh yeah, that's a thing.
I'm excited for her on Paradise.
She's gonna be on Paradise.
Yeah.
Who?
Crystal.
Oh
Crystal.
Yes. Oh, you guys will not be disappointed. It's gonna. I know about all the. Know about all the couples. It's so good.
We know too.
Oh wait, we do.
I don't.
You do?
I know. I don't know about you guys.
Do you know?
He knows the spoilers, but you might obviously know more than that.
Yeah. Do you know who Crystal's with?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's good, right?
It's great.
Oh, now I want to know.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited. It's going to be a train wreck.
All right. I got to figure it out. I don't know. I don't think I can wait now. You guys have done this.
So, yeah.
So good. It's going to be enjoyable.
So, before we move on to the last part of the podcast, we have a couple questions from the other mods who cannot be here.
Yes.
So, Mother Rucker wants you to know that you're amazing and she thinks you're wonderful.
Oh, that's sweet.
J-Rock Giraffe wants pixie cut style tips, and she wants to know how you make a headscarf look that good.
Oh, thanks. Well, actually, I don't wash my hair at all, and I have not washed it in about 10 months.
Nice.
So
I've heard that as a thing.
That's very
Andrew so I. It's what?
It's very Andrew WK of you. That's a reference only I am. That's a reference only I am going to get because I listen to Andrew.
There you go.
Oh, got it. Yep, nope, didn't get that. But but I don't wash it so that I don't have to put any product in it because it's kind of like got this texture now. It's not oily. I don't know how to describe. I guess it's just dirty, maybe if anything. But I just kind of ruffle it when I get out of the shower. And I also have an amazing hairstylist who I love, and she's very reasonably priced for everyone in the LA area. DM me about it. And then the headscarf thing. Practice makes perfect.
There you go. There you go.
Got him.
Do you have any other?
That was all I had.
Yeah. And we didn't tell this. We didn't get any questions from them.
Yeah, we didn't. This was.
They will be shocked.
They're mad at me, so when we post this, they won't be mad anymore. That's just a lie. They'll be mad. They'll be
yeah. All right. Are we gonna go to our? Oh, what?
Oh no, I was gonna say I want to do an AM. Kind of intimidated by it.
No, now that they know not to be shady like this, maybe I shouldn't say this, but now that they know you're actually on there, I doubt they'll say anything like egregious.
They'll be super nice.
Yeah, they'll be really nice.
People are like super nice once they realize it's like a legit contestant.
Yeah, or it's like they realize that you're a real person and they're like, oh yeah.
Except for Chad.
Yeah, except for Chad.
Chris didn't really do himself any favors either on the sub.
That was fantastic. I love that.
Yeah.
I loved it too, actually. I was like, yes, I still don't have to like you. Great.
Yeah. Everyone's on the same side.
Yeah.
And I also don't feel like there's anything, like, I feel like you're just, what would there really be?
Yeah, you said,
about?
like, everything. Like,
no, not like that. Like, people would be excited still. I just don't think that they have any, like, weird grudges or anything. I don't know why they would.
Except
but then again.
Except for that one person who called you a fake Mexican.
Oh, that was great.
Oh, dude, that was what, honestly, like, that was what prompted me to get an account, though, so I guess thanks to that person. Yeah. I was like, what the fuck? No, this is not, that just, like, triggered me, because, no, it's that's a sensitive thing because it's actually something that happens a lot within the Mexican American community, and like it's kind of been like jokes between my own family. Like my dad looks really white, and like one of my other family members like will call him a fake Mexican stuff, and it's just like this weird kind of it's a weird thing. It's like it's complicated.
Yeah.
And also I'm super sensitive about it because I can't speak Spanish, and I do feel like a fake Mexican a lot of the time, but I want to be tied to my culture, but it's just, you know.
So hopefully I can mention this, RK, but RK's sister is adopted, and in her school, like people were calling her like saying that she wasn't actually Chinese or she's fake Chinese, and she was literally born in China. So she just got, so I get that. It's like super sensitive. Like, why would you even say, and it was obviously other people who were in, you know, the Asian culture that were saying that to her.
Yeah.
So it's just very like, don't say that. Like, you don't know. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah. I think it's complex.
Yeah.
In the immortal words of Burton Guster, that's messed up.
Yeah. Rude.
So now we have like a final segment that we do at the end of every podcast. So there's 3 segments. Rose of the Week, which is one that we give to someone, or it's basically like, oh, like someone in Bachelor Nation or the sub did something awesome, and we should call out them and say congratulations for doing the awesome thing. Limo Exit of the Week, which is you did something stupid and maybe you should take a break from Bachelor Nation for a little bit. And then we'll ask a contestant question, although since they don't really have contestant questions anymore, I don't really know. So I've usually just been asking like deep questions about life.
Deep.
So
what's your favorite cheese?
That's not a deep, actually that can get really deep. Like, so let's start with Rose. Let's start with Rose of the Week. So anyone got any nominations?
Maybe Bekah for being here on our podcast. That's pretty chill.
Oh,
Scoozy.
Bekah.
Oh, you guys.
No, I feel like I'm just kidding.
Okay.
I'm teasing. Yeah, I don't know. Anybody else have any?
I don't have anything else. Nothing really stood out.
Desiree is pregnant again.
Yes.
So congratulations to her.
Here's a rose to congratulate you, Desiree. Yeah. She's the one who lives in Seattle?
Yeah.
Neighbors.
Hashtag neighbors. Yeah. So yeah, Limo Exit of the Week.
It was also
I think Chris should get one, but I also gotta give Chris credit for jumping into the lion's den. Chris ran down.
But dude, it's just like how lacking in self-awareness you have to be to like jump in like you're saying, but like think that that non-apology is gonna go over well in any way. Like
it's like he jumped into the lion's den with the gun trying to kill the lion, shot himself in the foot when he got there. That's my depiction of Chris. I'm not about it. I don't like him. I just don't like him at all. I can't get over it. Like, I hated him so much on this season. Like, normally I hate the villains. Like, watching Crystal back, watching other people, you're just like, oh, you're crazy. I love it. Oh my God, I hate you. But with him, I was just like, I don't even want to watch this anymore. It's making me upset, and it's just reminding me of these like actual really shitty dudes who like parade themselves as good guys and who need to tell everyone they're good guys because none of their actions match up with that description. And it's just like I've just had too much contact with that and have too many friends who have had contact with those kind of men, and I just don't find it. I'm not. Nope. So as I actually moderate a subreddit that is dedicated to making fun of these guys. It's called Nice Guys. I highly encourage you to check it out.
Wow, that sounds good.
So,
there we go.
So let's do contestant question.
All right.
I gotta
cheese.
Think no,
cheese?
That's too easy.
My answer is all cheese except for goat cheese.
Oh, that's fair. I asked a good one to Christian, and I can't remember. I had one.
What was that? His?
His was what's keeping you from achieving your dream.
Jesus.
Whoa.
He was so ready for that one, though.
That's awesome.
It was a lot.
He said he was really into.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he did say that.
There you go. There you go.
Wait, he said he was what? You cut out.
Oh, he said he was into you. He said he thought you were cute.
Who is this?
Christian. He's.
No, but really.
He was the one. He was the soccer player.
What did he?
His name's Christian Estrada. He was the one who didn't wear socks, who prompted Jordan to go on his rant about how you need to wear socks with your shoes.
Yeah.
Oh, I miss Jordan so much.
I want Jordan to come on this podcast like you wouldn't believe.
Why don't you ask him?
Because they always ignore us. You need to understand.
Some people don't. Some
Really?
people do.
Yeah.
I feel like he's willing to talk about or talk to anyone about himself.
I love
In the best way. I love it. I love it.
I was initially anti-Jordan, and now I'm 100% team. Like, Jordan for life, Jordan forever.
Yeah. I think maybe when we ask people too soon after they're off the show, sometimes they get like a lot of messages and maybe they don't get it or something.
Yeah,
I don't know, but Jason messaged me.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I'll message him and tell him to go on your guys' podcast.
Yes.
Bless you.
Because we're friends. We're friends.
Oh, I love it.
I love it.
We had a long discussion about stuff.
But can we give you a nickname though? Are we that close?
Oh my god.
Me?
It was a joke on the don't give a nickname thing.
Yeah. Like,
I was gonna say you already gave me one. I already
forced one upon you. What a great hosts we are.
All right. So.
Wait, what's the contestant question?
All right.
Get it together.
Okay. What's one experience from your life that?
This is deeper.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh god.
It's
Okay.
gonna get deep.
Sorry.
So,
okay.
What's one experience in your life that has taught you a lesson that you will 100% pass down to your children?
Oh my gosh. That was like a layered.
Wow.
What?
Bachelor producers hire me. I'm available. Probably shouldn't say that.
Quit your full-time amazing. Oh my gosh.
Okay, one experience that has taught me a life lesson that I will pass on to my children.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is such a good question.
Yeah, anyone can answer. So everyone's going to answer this question. So,
I'm not answering this damn question.
Wait, somebody else answer. I need to be inspired.
I'll go.
Yeah,
I'll
go.
All right. So
I'm nervous.
I think I've said this. I think I've said this on the podcast, but if I didn't, I had cancer when I was in college.
Oh yeah, I always forget that.
Wow.
Yes. And so
that sounded really bad, but I just meant, like,
okay. Well,
you're so lively and vivacious. And didn't let you know.
Well,
it didn't get you down.
Well, so yeah, so actually, that's kind of the lesson.
Oh, okay. See,
so like,
there you go.
One of the things that I kind of like, so like when I found out, like my mom had like a panic attack. And my dad was like, this is uncomfortable. And all of my friends were kind of like, really like, oh my God, like, are you okay? And I think that the thing that really helped me get through it was the fact that like, I was literally just because like, it was testicular cancer. So the whole thing that got me through it was like making jokes and humor was like the thing that gets you through those hard times, because it allows you to kind of confront your feelings in a way that's like, yes, this sucks, but like, I'm obviously gonna get through it, or else I wouldn't like be joking about it. And I think that one of the things that I've tried to do, and I haven't been as successful, but it's something I always try to work on, is kind of be a little bit better about like using humor to like convince myself that it's going to be okay. And if I can make a joke,
100%.
That means that I'll be able to get through it. And I think that that's definitely something that I want to pass on, because like life is going to throw curveballs at you. And if you aren't prepared to deal with it, then you're going to have a hard time.
I feel so inspired right now. And also, I don't want to go because that was so good.
I'm going to build off that, because you just made me think of a life lesson it's pretty much like along the same lines. But yeah, my sob story, which I actually don't talk about at all. But when I was 17, my grandpa, who I was really, really close to, like he was a second dad, and he was pretty young. He was only about 60. He was actually like murdered and shot by his neighbor.
Oh my
gosh. Yeah, really definitely the worst thing that's ever happened to me. And absolutely horrible. But the funny thing, I mean, it's not funny, but you might be able to relate to this with having cancer. Like, it doesn't feel how you'd ever expect it to feel. Yeah. And it hurts like in different ways that you would never expect it to, and doesn't hurt in ways that you would expect it to. But I think that what I learned that I want to pass on to my kids is like, just like things like there are times when you think you won't move on from something, like, ever, and you think that it's going to hurt the same forever, and it doesn't. And I guess just things do get better. They always do get better. It just sometimes takes a lot longer for certain things to get better, but they always kind of turn around at some point. And then they'll get shitty again at another point, but
yeah, but you'll learn how to deal with it.
But yeah, and you'll learn you can survive things that you didn't think you could, and yeah, life goes on.
Wow. This is a really good question. Yeah.
Your turn.
That's a great.
Good job, you guys.
I don't want to like
Hey.
I feel like I feel weird like piggybacking on this as well. Maybe this is just the big life lesson of all of this, because my sister a few years back was in a really bad car accident and got a TBI. And just seeing through her, she did come out of it. She still has nerve damage, but like she was always very, very goofy. And I like going through that is awful. And I can understand all of your guys' situations. But for her, I think she like encompasses that. Like she came out of it and she's still so positive and so goofy and so funny and just lives normally. So again, I think like, yeah, I think she just kind of took that lesson that you guys are talking about. And yeah, so seeing that is super inspiring. So I hope that, so I hope that if I ever have kids, they can see her and be like, wow, she's awesome. And she went through something. So there you go.
Yep.
Very cool.
Tex, your turn.
You have to
go deep.
I need like 6 hours to think of something. So we're all gonna wait around.
This experience, you can pass on these life lessons to your kids. That we just said.
I will. I definitely will.
Exactly. You can just pop on this podcast.
Yeah.
Well, that was a beautiful end to the podcast.
Yeah. So next week we'll talk about fantasy suites.
Yes.
And who Bekah porked and who she didn't.
Oh my god.
Completely changing the tone.
Oh, I
can't wait.
Yeah. And
we'll have Jordan. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god. Fingers crossed on that. So be sure to follow Bekah on Instagram. She's what's your sign with underscores instead of spaces.
But don't call her Bekah.
Don't call her Bekah.
Don't do it.
You're not that close.
You're not in the club.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram at Bachelor Reddit and Twitter at Reddit Bachelor, because that's how it rolls. The sub is reddit.com/r/The Bachelor. Thank you so much, and have a great night, everybody.
Yeah, have a good night.
Thanks, guys.